Hey guys, and welcome back to Quality Gaming. And today we are doing the multiplayer of Sonic 2. I don't have a guest commentator or anything, I'm doing this alone. But I did get my younger brother, to play the game with me because it's not like I have any friends to play this with, so... Well, I probably do, but I wouldn't call them over to say, hey, like, do you want to play this awesome game called Sonic 2, released back in the 90s? I don't know, I know there's COVID and stuff, but do you want to play? I would love to play, man. I don't want to lose my friends, so... Anyway, we're doing the multiplayer of Sonic 2, and I honestly did a video for this, about this, and the main reason because it's from, you know, from the footage you can guess it's like, okay, cool, it's a race. But no, I think the multiplayer of Sonic 2 is actually a lot more sophisticated than you give it credit for, so I wanted to discuss it. So basically, you can go through one of 4 areas. By the way, it slows down like this, I don't know why. This isn't my footage, this was actually how the gameplay was on the emulator, so maybe it was because, I don't know why that happened, but whatever. But as you can tell by the footage, you can go through one of 4 areas. The first player is Sonic and the second player is Tails, and you can tell it's like a race to the finish, which is cool. But you see here like my brother or the player as Tails realized that, oh wait, the other guy finished, so I'm gonna do something else to try to raise my score some other way. Because basically how this works is you're judged on like 5 different categories. The score, who has the higher score. It's like a point system. Who has the higher score, who has the higher time. Like you can tell right here. We tied in score, but the one player beat him in everything else. The time, the rings, the total rings that you collect during the stage, and the item boxes. And you know, it's pretty much the points are tallied up. And who has the highest points wins, and that's how the multiplayer works. And I think that is pretty cool, honestly. That is a pretty smart way to... I think it gives meaning to explore you want to win, so how do you do that? Well, explore the stages, you know. Don't just race and even though it's Sonic, so you want to be fast and stuff, but at the same time while you're being fast, you don't want to skip out on everything. You might actually end up losing if you just beat the time requirement or win in the time, but losing everything else. So here you see Sonic finished early, but Tails didn't finish early, didn't finish in time. So what's the best strategy for Tails to follow at this point? You know, yeah, break only item boxes even though you can get unlucky and get Eggman. This wasn't in the actual game, by the way. Some item boxes aren't in the game. You can die, and by the way, game overs are a thing in this. If you get a game over, I think it's an automatic win for the other player. No one gets a game over in this though, but you can tell how long of a setback it is when, yeah, you die and the stage scrolls all the way back to where you died. Don't worry, you're gonna be seeing more death. But yeah, some new item boxes are introduced into the multiplayer. The Eggman one you just saw, which if you get Eggman, by the way, they're all randomized, so you can get whatever. I think you can switch up what you get and what don't get in the options menu, so there's that. Anyway, the Tails player is running out of time. What do we do? Time over. It's not like it's a big deal. You still lose the time category, but he can still win anything else. See right there, he tried to win his score. He tried to win the other things, but he couldn't, so I take it 4-1. And there you go, they tally up the score like that, and you have 4 areas to explore. You have Casino Night, Emerald Hill, Mystic Cave, and the special stages, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we could explore all the stages. I think the multiplayer is a lot more sophisticated, a lot more fun than, you know, you give it credit for. Like, see right there, I backtracked to hit an item box because, hey, who knows, might benefit me later. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the item boxes. I want about, you know, they're all randomized. You can control what you get and don't get in the options menu. The new ones, pretty much, you have the 10 rings, you have your invincibility, you have your speeches, you have your shield, you have your extra life, which you can get 2 of. You can get an extra life for Sonic or Tails, and it doesn't matter who you're playing as. Like, I think you already saw from the footage. I think Tails got like 3. I think that's just like an extra life for either Sonic. I didn't see, but you can. If Sonic hits it, it could be for Sonic or it could be for Tails, and the other way around. If Tails hits it, it could be for Tails, but it could also be for Sonic. So there's that. Again, either way, it still counts to your item box tally. So you want to get them anyway, just in case if you want to win that category. Yeah. So this is the second area. It's a casino night. You've already seen these stages. They're pretty much the same stages. Like, very minor changes to the layout. So I didn't even finish my item box stock. The Eggman one you saw, where if you get Eggman, you instantly take damage. I don't know if he kills you if you have no rings. He probably does, though. It isn't like these slots here, where if you get Eggman when the slots and you have no rings, it's fine. But I think if you get hit, like, it is an automatic, like, take damage when that happens. And you have a warping one, where basically if one player gets it, both players switch pretty much everything, because I know like they switch positions for starters, and I know at a point later, like Tails gets it, and Sonic had a shield on, and Tails had the shield when he got it, so like Tails took the shield from Sonic, Sonic lost the shield. So you know, yeah, like that, stuff like that. I don't know what causes that. That happened in game. Like when we were playing, it froze for like a second there, and like, what happened? But anyway, there you go. 2-player 1. He won the score and the time and the item box category. Meanwhile, the 1-player 1, the rings and the total rings. So again, a lot more sophisticated, and you gotta kind of, well, I wouldn't say plan your route, but know your stage layout so you can get the most out of the stage. Like, I know for a fact when I was playing, I was like, okay, an item box here, an item box there, an item box here, an item box there. And grab those rings, there's an enemy coming up, don't get hit, because I want to keep those rings so I can win the ring tally. And, you know, it's a lot more than just a simple race. I really like that. Because the easiest thing to do was like, okay, Sonic, he's fast, and we introduce a new character, Tails. He can fly, and that's how he follows Sonic around. He runs just as fast. You can play as Tails. So we want to introduce some multiplayer, because, you know, why not? So what's the easiest solution? A race. Just a race. Hey, play through this level and get to the end. That's pretty much it. But no, they didn't do that. They decided to go the extra mile. I think for Sonic 3, the multiplayer is just a race. Honestly, I haven't played the Sonic 3 multiplayer like ever. Like, seriously. But I will be showing that off when we get to Sonic 3, but you know, as for now, it's not just a race, and I appreciate that. I touched on this briefly earlier, but what I don't appreciate is the fact that you don't get to play with all, like, the multiplayer is only 3 zones too, because it's 3 zones and 1 special stage, which I don't care for the special stage one. It's not bad. It's still, like, as a 2-player, it's a lot more fun. I'd rather do this than special stages in the main campaign, or the main story, I guess, 1-player mode. But, you know, you only have Emerald Hill, Casino Night, and Mystic Cave coming up next. So, you know, that's great. I really like that, and I really like, I don't know, and something else to mention too. They, oh, 2-player 1, huh? Oh, 2-player dominated. Okay, it's cool, it's cool. Sonic can take 1 loss, but never again. I won't lose this again. Anyway, Mystic Cave. Something cool to mention. They actually made an entirely new composition for the 3 zones. There's a new composition for Emerald Hill, for Casino Night, and for Mystic Cave, which is weird, because I don't know why they would want to do that. Like, aren't the original songs fine for 2-player? I don't know. But yeah, they actually went another way to go the extra mile and make entirely new compositions for the 3 zones you get to play around in a multiplayer. So that's That's cool. I appreciate at least that they went the extra mile to go to do that. So hey, there you go. We switch positions right like that. And Sonic had invincibility for like a second, if you noticed. Like I had like an invincibility, the remainder of what Tails had invincibility when he switched. So Sonic got the rest of that. So, which is something, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the multiplayer. Like this is the third zone, and after this we're going to do the special stages, which is basically like how you saw them in the single player campaign. But again, this time it's a competition. See, like you're going through the same layouts you went through in the main campaign. And you know, so basically this time it's a challenge, like who can get more rings, Sonic or Tails? I don't know. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's it's a much longer video than what there is to say about it. And so yeah, that's the gameplay. I appreciate that they went the extra mile to add multiplayer into the game. Along with, like, I think that's why Sonic 2 is such a great sequel in my eyes. It does add quite a bit to the series. It adds adds Tails. This first, I think Tails was in the Game Gear version first, because I think the Game Gear version came out before the Genesis. But you couldn't play as Tails in the Game Gear version, so you could play as him here. He's no different than Sonic, but hey, still. They added Super Sonic, which was the first, the 7th Chaos Emerald. This was definitely the first game to have the all 7 Chaos Emeralds. And they added, you know, some multiplayer as well, with a lot of new compositions and whatnot. And yeah. So I wanted to mention this during the main campaign as well, because I wanted to talk about it at some point, but I didn't have any time to, because when I talk about a zone and say all I have to say about said zone, I'm like, okay, the part's over, the zone's over, and we barely have enough time to talk about Eggman and whatnot. But here, we're kind of fumbling around, we're kind of like that. There's some competition here. It's pretty tense when we're like next to each other like that. Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about was the Eggman boss fights. Like, for a guy with an IQ of 300, for the first 2 games, we've pretty much seen what he has to offer for the first 2 games in the series. And like right here, both of us got killed. I should have probably edited that to when we got back, but I decided to leave it in raw. Because yeah, now we are back here, and we're gonna have to go through this entire stage again, so... Actually, yeah, I probably should have edited that out, but hey, it's in the video. I don't want to record it again. We'll record another voiceover. But, so Eggman pretty much showed us what he has to offer for the first 2 games against Sonic. And I gotta say, Eggman, I'm kinda disappointed. For a guy with an IQ of 300, you kinda expect a bit more. Especially in Sonic 2, because I think I mentioned this during the playthrough, but the first boss is the drill tank. To where Eggman's just like, okay, I'm just gonna drive around in this car, I guess, with this mini tank, and I'm gonna attach the drill to the mini tank, and hopefully Sonic will run into the drill and die. Hopefully, we'll see. And that's it. That's pretty much Eggman's entire scheme there. So really, is that it? Like, I mean, I know that it takes a lot of effort for you to collect the animals and make the robots and, you know, plant the robots in the multiple areas we go to. But you couldn't, like, if you don't have a sound strategy to take Sonic down, well, then probably, you know, commit all your resources to one big project at the end at your home base. And then, you know, just let the enemies guard the captures there. You don't have to guard them yourself. I don't know, I just feel like if you're gonna waste time building a drill tank, and then whatever you built in casino and chemical plant where you're gonna build a machine that grabs the water and pours it on Sonic because it'll damage him Like, really? Okay, it'll damage him, but we'll get back up, pick his money up, and beat the crap out of you like he usually does. So, what did you accomplish there, Eggman? Should have just, you know, why didn't you scrap all those projects and make one giant, like the final boss, the Death Egg robot? Add lasers to that, and add, I don't know, like rocket boots to that, or add, you know, just commit all your funds and resources to that, and then just like make that the ultimate thing. So if Sonic gets to that, he's like, there's no way he's gonna beat it. And by the way, Tails falls in the infamous pit that didn't show up in the game. Yeah, all spikes, no no real spring or anything to get out. So if you don't hit that switch, you're pretty much dead. So yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that. Anyway, we're doing the special stages now, and what the thing with the special stages is, like, there's only one trick to it, that if you jump, like, Tails is running behind Sonic, right? But if Tails jumps, Tails is going to be in front of Sonic. And that matters a lot, because that means, whoever's in front is going to be collecting the rings, and if you're behind Sonic, or if you're behind Tails, your character won't be running into the rings because they're going to already be collected by the other one. So you're going to constantly see in the footage that we're jumping just to get ahead of each other and trying to time when to jump so that the other player, you bait the other player. It becomes like a mini contest, I should say. You try to bait the other player into jumping, and at that point, like I do it multiple times where I bait the Tails into jumping, because I know for a fact the rings are coming now, so he's going to jump, and you have a pretty floaty jump in the special stage. So what'll happen is he's gonna jump, and then I'm gonna collect the rings, and by the time he lands, the rings are already gone. And he's like, oh, well, I guess I shouldn't have jumped. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much a pretty typical, you know, it's the same special stage. Like, if you pay attention, you already seen this layout. Some special stage 5, special stage 4. I think this is 5 because the next one is probably 6, and the next one after that is probably 7. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty much the exact same special stage played, but now you get to play it multiplayer with a friend. And the special stage doesn't have any requirements or anything. It's just like, hey, get to the goal, get the end of the checkpoint with this many rings, or whoever has the most rings wins, and that's it. So yeah. I would have preferred Chemical Plant or preferred Hilltop or something in place of the special stages, but hey. By the way, it is also worth noting that if you tie during any zone, like if one player wins Emerald Hill 1 and the second player wins Emerald Hill 2, the tiebreaker is going to be in a special stage. So, you know, I don't know if they're the other special stages or just these again, but in any case, if you want to play some more special stages, then tie in the multiplayer. And yeah. So I probably should start to talk about this now, since I have nothing else to talk about. I was originally planning on saving it for after the video, but you know, I can only keep this interesting for so long, I guess. And again, you're gonna have to be the judge of the whole interesting part too. So. But there's nothing to talk about, so I wanted to mention this real quick. I apologize for not uploading, like, this video is supposed to come out yesterday, but I ran into some issues because I was playing the playthrough. My main playthrough was on the PSP emulator, because I was emulating the Sega Genesis collection on that, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, but I couldn't show off the multiplayer on that, so I switched to a typical Genesis emulator to record the multiplayer, and then I started running into issues, and I had to solve them, because it wasn't. This video it is still a test for Sonic 3, because Sonic 3 is coming off. I'm gonna record that on on this same emulator. So when I was running into issues, I want to make sure I fix them, because you know Sonic 3 is up next, and I don't wanna. I was actually scared that I was like gonna make a video or something or announce that, sorry guys, but Sonic 3 is delayed and whatnot, because I had ran into some recording issues and stuff. So, but no, I managed to find some workaround. Like, tell me in the comments what you think, like how it is, because how, like, behind the scenes here, how this is working is pretty much, we're not even like I'm recording part of the screen. Like I'm playing this on my laptop, so we're just recording part of the screen, and the actual screen is pretty much like the entire Windows itself and whatnot, or like the emulator isn't full screen, because for some reason when full screens it doesn't want to record it, or when the recording screws up for some reason. So I pretty much pinpointed the recorder so it only records this part of the screen, the emulator. That's why you kind of see this small white border at the top. That's, you know, I couldn't perfect it, but that's pretty much. I wanted to mention that just because Sonic 3 is up next, and Sonic 3 is going to be the same way. So tell me what you think. I don't think there's any difference or anything, but hey, if you feel like there's a difference, then tell me what you think. But yeah. This is Special Stage 7. This is the same, if you remember from the playthrough, same random rings that they put everywhere. So, hey. Not much to say. Not much else to say. Yeah, there actually is. I'm drawing a blank on topics. I probably should have brought in, like, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want, like, I mentioned this earlier, I believe, but I didn't want, like, I already believe the sound quality to be kind of meh, not that good, so I didn't want to bring in two people to commentate over it, because it was just like, it's already not that good, and then I'm gonna bring in someone else, and it's just probably not gonna be that good either. I'm gonna have to test it a lot more just to figure out something good. And I decided, you know what, no, I'll just commentate solo on this. I could probably do it, like test it out for Sonic 3, probably, maybe when I do that multiplayer. But who knows? We'll know when we get there. Anyway, that has been the multiplayer for Sonic 2, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. That's pretty much all I wanted to show off with Sonic 2. I wanted to release that video to show that off. Because, you know, other than that, the other things you're not seeing are playing as Sonic alone or Tails alone, which literally is no difference. So that's fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what Sonic 2 has to offer. So I will see you. I pretty much said my final thoughts in the final part. So I will see you guys for Sonic 3. Stay tuned.